Editing videos can be hard sometimes, so I'm gonna give you guys 4 editing tips to improve your editing. And at the end of the video, I'll give you a bonus tip that I actually do while I'm making videos. Let's also get this video to 100 likes if you guys want to see more content like this. Starting with the first tip. I use this pop-in in all my videos. And since you guys really love my pop-in, I'm gonna teach you guys how to make it. First things first, we want to go to the effects panel and look up transform. You want to drag the effect onto the text layer. Now that we got this effect onto the text layer, all we want to do now is set a keyframe for scale and rotation. The scale is for it to pop in. So for example, I want the pop-in to happen like here. Same thing with the rotation key. Now what we want to do is that we want to change this to maybe like 80. Now we want to go forward 4 times. Now we want to add a keyframe that's like at least 110. Now I'm gonna do the same thing to the rotation key. I'm going to rotate it at least like -3 degrees. Now we want to make sure that this around here, maybe like 1. We highlight all the keyframes, right click on them, and go down to Bezier. But to make them actually look smooth, we want to click on one of the arrows on scale or rotation, whichever one you want to choose. As you guys can see, there are these lines. If you guys don't know what these do, these change the velocity / speed of it. So let's say, for example, if I move this circle right here, and if I move it, you guys can see it looks smaller. But if I go to that point in the video, it gets faster. If you guys want to know how smooth keyframes work, the higher this line is, the faster it will go. So now that I closed it in, if you look at it, it looks a lot more fast. And I guess that's pretty much it. That's how you make my turn poppin'. Keyframes are pretty much the most important thing on anything that has motion on it. So I'm gonna teach you guys some of my tips that I've learned throughout the past year of editing on this software that I have been doing since I've been doing content creation. So let's say, for example, we place a scale keyframe and make it like 80. And if we just extend this forward and press this, which resets the value, it will go back to 100. You guys can see it looks pretty smooth, but we want this to make it look more smooth. Let's click on these arrows. As you guys can see, it has these things right here. If we drag these circles over here like this, it goes faster. The most thing that you want to learn about keyframes is that the higher that this velocity line is, the faster it will go at that one part in that video. So let's say, for example, we make it speed up right here. If we play it, you guys can see it speeds up. If you don't know how this works, if I go about here in this part of the video, you guys can see it speeds up at that part in the video. And as that part goes by, you guys can see it slows down gradually. Another thing about keyframes is that if I have something that starts from here and that ends from all the way over here, as you guys can see, first things first, we highlight all the keyframes, right click on it, and go down here and click on Bezier. Now you want to click on this arrow, and as I said before, change these circles. And if I play it, as you guys can see, it looks pretty good. And I sometimes make my keyframes look very cartoony. So first things first, I make them cartoony. I add a rotation key. I go a couple frames forward, and then I rotate it like a bit, and then I push it back. Now that we got that done, we want to make it look a lot more bouncy. So we select all the keyframes, drag these circles forward until you find something that looks good for you. It takes a while to learn keyframes, but as you get used to it, it'll be such a breeze. There's so many other ways on how to make good, smooth keyframes, but it doesn't really matter. Depends on your style and your content that people love, and that's how you make smooth. Sound design is very important for almost every single video that you see on YouTube. So I'm gonna teach you guys a couple things on how to make good sound design and how to make your videos sound really good. First things first, as you guys can see, there's a pop-in like this, but there's no sound whatsoever to it. So to add sound to this, I'm gonna go to one of my files and add a pretty good sound effect that fits this. As you guys can see, now that I got a sound effect here, the sound effect only happens about here and then finally starts around here. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut where I need to so it doesn't look like it's, delayed. So now when I play it, it should be synced. But the thing is, though, it sounds a little bit too loud. But if you guys look over here and if I play it, you can see it's a bit too loud. So we need to turn down the volume by selecting this, pressing G on our keyboard, and now pull up this little window right here. If we press on this and set the gain to at least maybe like -6 and press enter. If we want to know if it sounds quieter, is that going over here? As you guys can see, it's not loud whatsoever. A big tip when you're doing sound design is not making your thing go above red. If your thing's a little bit too loud, it will tell you that it's like red up here. You always want to make sure that your sounds are not too loud, but maybe like somewhat like quiet, but also people can still hear your voice, but also the background music at the same time. Let's say, for example, we want to add like another sound effect, for example. As you guys can see, I got a bass drop sound effect now, but the thing is, it's still a little bit delayed because as you guys can see, there's a big gap a little bit here. So I want to cut about here, delete this, and then right click and ripple delete. As you guys can see, it's a bit too loud. So to fix that, we want to select our bass drop, press G on our keyboard again, and set the gain. It doesn't really matter. You can set it, I'm gonna set it to like -10 and then press enter. Now if we replay it, and that's pretty much what I do for sound design. So many people ask me how do I get my videos out so quick, and the reason why is just that I take my time. Taking your time is the most biggest key out of all of them, because if you don't take your time making your videos, it will just make you all exhausted. It'll make you feel tired and all that. And I know you guys really want to watch my videos or see the newest video come out, so I always try my absolute best to, put the best content out there. And thanks to you guys, I'm like really popular thanks to you guys. If it wasn't for you guys would not make me post that much. Normally when I'm making a video, sometimes it takes like a week or so to make the video. It's not that long for me, at least, but for you, that might seem pretty long. I put so much effort in my videos to where y'all would love my videos. Y'all would love to watch it. The big thing I want you guys to learn while you're editing your own videos is that keep editing every single day until you start to get so used to editing to the point that as time goes on, like a couple weeks or months, you'll be able to get better at it. And trust me, I've done this multiple times and it's helped me so much. And that's how I make my videos. Before you guys go, I want you guys to know that if you join my Discord down below in the description, you guys will get all the effects that I made inside this video, plus some sound effects that I use in all my videos.
So join the Discord.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!
Scene 58 starting now.